Hey guys, good morning. Today is Thursday, September 15th. It is 6:26 right now. Market's going to open in about 4 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and then we can get started shortly. So I'll get this link sent out to everybody. Yeah. All right. So let's see. People are making their way in. Good morning, everybody. Sorry for the late start. I had issues with YouTube again. Go figure. Just gonna finish setting this up real quick and we'll get started. Market's gonna open in about 3 minutes, guys. Looks like it's been moving kind of crazy today, so it'll be fine. It's good. So, all right, cool. So let's see. Looks like majority of you guys are here. So good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, September 15th. It is 6:28 right now. Market's gonna open in about 2 minutes. So let's see who's here. Morning, Karen. Morning, Maria. Morning, Marco. Morning, Peter. Morning, Matt. Morning, Fahad. Morning, Patricia. Morning, Surin. Morning, Goldie. Morning, Ruin. Morning, David. Morning, Kenny. Morning, everybody. So sorry for the late start, guys. I had issue getting the Zoom up. It's connectivity issues, but we're here. So market is opening in about 40 seconds. Let me go ahead and mark up a couple things here. The zones. So I'm just going to mark up zones where it's relevant right now, because the top zones don't really matter too much. I can draw this zone down here. Maybe this one right here. But the ones above the session right there are not so necessary. So let me check the news real quick as well. So today, this morning, we had news at 5:30, 5:30, 6:15, 7:30. Okay. 5:30, 6:15. Two main ones to look at. 5:30, which is there. News. What was it? 5:30 news was both. That's more news over here at 6:15, which is negative. All right, so it doesn't look like we're gonna get an entry off this. We do have the wick rejection right here, but obviously candle's kind of weird. So this is going to be the opening price. There. Price. And then we've got news at 7 and 7:30. All right, so everything's lined up right here, guys. As you can see, price is moving kind of erratic today. So we got to be a bit careful with taking these entries. Per usual. All right. 7:30. Check my FX book real quick. 7:30. And then we got news at 8:30, but we won't be live during that time. So, all right, looks like everything looks pretty solid so far for the most part. Morning, Mariam. Morning, Casey. Morning, everybody. Looks like all you guys are here now. We're still looking for a K2 SR rejection entry. There's no wick rejection off structure. So we have nothing right now. Even if price does come up and hit this area right here, we won't be able to take an entry because opening price is right here, right? So we need to wait for structure to produce down here, which will produce at some point. We just got to wait for it. So with all that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the overall bias. So looking over here at sentiment, it is currently 59% long, 60% long. It's going between 59 and 60. So it's still the same bias as yesterday. We have a neutral to bearish bias. Looking over here at the fundamentals, it's currently 70 points in the red. So it definitely is looking bearish right now. There's news that was just posted right now with CNBC. The stock slide at the open as traders await latest batch of economic data, inflation concerns. So with this said, it says that stocks are going down. So price will likely go up temporarily. So expect some manipulation back to the upside. News was just released here saying that stocks are going down. So as you can see right here, they might be luring some more sellers here, and then they're just going to spike price up to stop people out and then come right back down. So expect a manipulated push to the upside. I don't think it's going to be a long-term push, but it'll just push up slightly to stop people out. Let's see how far is it from this area. So it might push up to the sessions. The farthest I'll see it push up to, this will be the closest opening price. And then the sessions right here. So the two target areas. We're gonna be waiting for a while because there you go. So see where price pushed up to. But you want to be very careful when you see news come out, even if it's not news on Forex Factory, just check CNBC, because whenever they report something opposite typically happens. It doesn't necessarily mean a reversal, but it's pushing out to stop people out. So right here, you can see that big green candle right here. That's why this number here keeps changing, because people get stopped out all of a sudden. All right, so I'm basically waiting for this to increase or decrease, I mean, whatever. So there goes the first target right there. It already came up and hit opening price. Next target would be sessions right here. But I do expect it to come back down. So just a matter of time. So we'll see how far does it bounce around this area. Spread right now is 190. It's still kind of wide. I wouldn't chase the swing back down just yet, though. So it seems like we might get some consolidation around this area. Once we do get the consolidation, new zones will create down this lower point here. So it's just going to be a matter of time. Just gotta wait for it. I could possibly see this right here becoming a zone if it gets tested again, because you can see right here how it's testing this area. I can see this create into a zone at some point. But we'll see. I don't want to make too many assumptions, right? Just want to wait for it to actually happen. I'm tempted to take these sells here, but I'm just going to wait. Price is obviously going to range around this area. Yeah, super tempting. There's a continuation of that Maddie's looking at, but he's waiting as well. Probably a good idea to just wait a little bit. See how far does it push up. Probably wait for it to retest that opening price. And if it comes back down. See, Patrick said I have zone printed from 31,094 to 31,084. I deleted the SRV2 indicator and reloaded. Tried refreshing trading view, but still there. That's weird. So what time are you on the right time frame, Pat? Because that might be the case. I took a speculative trade right here, guys. Sorry, I wanted to tell you guys, but I totally fumbled into that. So I took a speculative trade right here. Price came back up. It was doing exactly what I told Maddie. So I was waiting for it to come up and test opening price, came back down, and then I made a quick 1,060 off that. So if you guys are listening to my analysis, you guys can catch these trades here. I literally kind of just told you guys, it's Maddie over here saw a continuation trade. I said I was waiting for price to come up and hit opening price and come back down, but it was a speculative trade. So that's why I didn't tell you guys, because the only official trades we're taking right now are the K2 SR rejections. But this is the continuation that Maddie was talking about. I just waited for it to swing up to opening price right here, and then that's where I took the trade for a sell. The only reason I took that is because my analysis is lining up, right? Overall bias is for a sell. I mentioned that price was going to push up a little bit because of the news and then bounce off this area, which is the first target point, and come right back down. So I'll send my profits in, but it's not going to count as an official trade. Just want to show you guys what I took there. Obviously some slippage on MFF and my FTMO or whatever. So my main, and I'll just take a screenshot. My main FTMO got 160, second FTMO got 110, MFF's got 810. Typical. I mean, it's weird. It's like sometimes MFF is good, sometimes it's not. Today there's some slippage, but typically there's not. And for the past couple of days, it's been good. I can never tell. It's all good though. All right. So I'll show you guys the speculative trade here. I took. It's basically based off Maddie's analysis. I just waited for the late entry. He was looking for that continuation. Now price is kind of low, so we're just gonna wait for that zone to come up. All right. So I'll post these up right here. So here's my accounts right now. So here's my main account. You can see the green strip, hit full TP, 1,060. So I just keep the same TP stop loss. I enter with the FTMO quick trade manager and it just hits my TP. Here's my FTMO copy. I made 1,010. So 1,060 off here, 1,010 off here off my FTMO. And then all my MFFs here got 810, 810, 810, 810. Trade came in at 637, which is right here. Price came up, tested this area, I entered the sell, straight to TP right after. Here goes, price starts to swing back up. Price is just ranging around this area. So the range is going to be between this area and this area right here. I'll go ahead and draw it on this clean chart. I'll drop the high lows. Low. High. All right, so price is just ranging between this high and this low right here. It's a big range. Right there, just going back and forth. It'll create a smaller range within it. There you go. Price comes back up right here. So this is why you don't want to chase any of these trades. Just quick in and outs, like I did right here. Price is coming back to this area. See if there's any other news. think that's the only news for right now. All the indices are down. Retail news here, or the indices are down 53 points for the Dow, down 10 points for the S&P, down 34 points for the NASDAQ. They're all down right now, but they're not very heavy, right? They're only down like less than 100 points. New news right here from CNBC says retail sales growth sluggish in August as consumers fight to keep up with inflation. So with that said, they're saying that the market is down again, and it's going to do the opposite. It's going to push up, right? Just like this right here. So these both of these news events right here mentioned, this was just released 8 minutes ago, said that the market's down. And if you look at the market right here, it's obviously right back up. So just keep that in mind. You're going to see some manipulation back and forth. This is fine because we need some areas right here to produce zones before we can take trades anyways. I mean, if price swings all the way up here, then we can look for some buys, but at the moment, it's still bearish. So it's going to be a matter of time. And Maddie said back to 60, people bought the dip. Yeah, I can see that too. They're just luring in some more of these buyers. It's now 61%. So a lot of people are bandwagoning onto these buys. As the number here increases, expect another drop right back down. So just keep an eye out on this. As this number continues to increase, you'll see that more retail traders are buying. And then as it decreases, that's because it gets stopped out or they pull out. Yeah, Maddie said buy orders getting filled. The thing that you want to keep in mind as well is that there's liquidity right here, right? So people who are entering the sells, this is where their stop losses were at this high. So when price hit their high right here, their stops got triggered and they flip from sells to buys. That's another reason why the numbers here increase. So if price pushes up here and knocks out this liquidity, then it's just going to do the same thing, right? You're going to see the number there increase. So it's not necessarily people bandwagoning onto the buys. A lot of the times it's just people's stop losses getting hit on both sides. So if people are selling, their stop losses are right here, right? If people are buying, or their stop loss is going to be down here. The thing that you want to keep in mind is that price is super overextended at this point. So here goes the next target that I was mentioning right here, right? The sessions. First target was opening price. Price pushed up higher. This is the next target. The next target from there is going to be right here, news price. Doesn't necessarily need to go up and touch that, but it can. So if it does break above here, this is the next target area. If not, it's going to swing right back down for a correction. So a couple different scenarios here. You typically don't want to trade when you have that many scenarios. You only want to trade when you have one or two scenarios, right? I mean, there's always going to be two scenarios, but two good ones at least. Maddie said, gonna test 615 news price. Yeah, I can see that. Right over there. It's actually bouncing around the 530 news price too. It's kind of hard to see right here, but the 530 news price is at that point. Nice. D said, I just took the high low and it hit risky, but it took it because Asia low target played out and it played. Yeah, no, exactly, D. Nice work. So great work by D over here, trading, based off the analysis. She took a high low scalp, went straight to her TP. Risky, but it did hit her TP. So great work, D. Trying to see what else I'm looking at here. All right, at the moment, there's nothing for us to really look at. Price is just bouncing around this area back and forth. Either way, we get a rejection in either direction. We won't be able to take any trades because we don't have a sell signal and there's too many red flags here. Opening price is right here. We have news price. That price is exactly at. We have another sessions right above it. Another news price right here. It's just a lot of stuff going on in the market right now. So let's take another look right here. It's back to 60%. See, Pat's saying here, risky move, but took the SR scalp from 643, full TP just past sessions. Nice. Great work, Patrick. So as you guys can see right here, you guys can take whatever trades you guys want, right? If you guys are listening to my analysis, you can take trades off the analysis. If you see other entries here based off any of the other strategies, you guys are more than welcome to take them. For me, the only trades that I'm going to give you guys here or tell you guys that I'm officially taking are quality trades, right? Because I don't want you guys to lose any trades. That's my main goal here, is to teach you guys discipline. But if you guys are feeling confident to take any of these other trades here, you guys are more than welcome to. Only if you guys are confident, right? So just don't take any random trades. That's the main thing for me. If you guys are going to take a trade, make sure that there's some sort of logic behind it. You guys are applying some type of strategy. And you're not just hopping into a random trade because you think price is going to go here or price is going to go here, right? If I tell you price is going to go here, then if you see a continuation like Maddie's looking for, then great, go ahead and take it. If you see an SR rejection, take it. If you see a pivot scalp, take it, right? High-low scalp. There's a lot of different strategies that you guys can apply. Just make sure that there's some sort of strategy that you're using and you're not just taking it off a whim. So, all right, other than that, price is just going back and forth. As you guys can see, nothing's happening right here. Price is just going back and forth between this session and this news price right here. Let's see. Maddie said there was no SR scalp at 643. I can see what Pat took. Pat took the SR rejection right here. So he just caught the wick rejection off this point. He didn't necessarily, there was no SR scalp because the trend meter was red. So he just took it off the rejection. Yeah, exactly, Maddie. So I think I could see what Patrick took. Patrick took it just because the wick rejection happened off here, which I could see why. There was a wick rejection off the pivots. There was also wick rejection off structure. There's just a lot of red flags here. So it was super risky, but I'm glad that it did play out for Patrick. Yeah, both of these right here, Maddie. This one, wick rejection off here and off the pivot, and then this one right here as well. I think this is the one that he took, Maddie. He entered at 643. Gotcha, okay. Yeah, so Patrick took it because he was trying to ride it to news price. So he took this one right here. This one is actually a better one. I don't think this one over here would have played out, or not yet at least. Actually, they both played out. So this one right here would have played out, and this one right here would have played out too. Not an official entry, not even the strategy requirements are met, but Patrick took it off the wick rejection. So that's something that you guys can, and there you go. Price did hit news price over here. So now that price hit news price, next target area is going to be the sessions up here. We do have news coming up in about 10 minutes, so just be wary. But there we go. As price breaks right past that news price. Some consolidation right here for the retracement, and then continuation right here as it pushes up higher. Pat said I took the second one that broke above the pivots. Gotcha, okay. Yes, Pat actually took this one over here. They're both good entries though. Damn, look at this big push to the upside. I would not chase this though. Trend meter is now green, so we can start looking for buys here. But I wouldn't chase this buy, wait for it to retrace down a little bit and possibly enter after. So we have a target price right here, which is going to be the sessions, but this thing pushed up super high. So let me show you what just happened right here, guys. So market open here at 630, price pushed down, reversed right here, pushed up to this point, pushed up about 1,390 pips, consolidated here a bit, and then here we go as it pushes up even higher. So it's a little overextended, 1,000 pips. It'll probably push up even higher, but right now it's 1,000 pips. So other than that, let's see if there's anything else over here as we continue. Yeah, Eunice said knocking out all the sellers. So it hit the liquidity right here. So if you saw this chart over here, I already marked it up. So we already knew price was going to push up to this point. I even had it circled. So you can see right here, price hit liquidity, consolidated a bit, retraced, retested, came back up, hit liquidity right here, hit liquidity right here. And then now it's going to consolidate a bit because it has to retrace slightly or range again because it's way overextended. But it did knock out all the sellers like Eunice said. We already identified that right here in the market clean chart. The market chart over here, we also had a target price, which should be the sessions. Yeah, Mr. BNG said heat map is red as hell. To refresh that, yeah, heat map is pretty red right now. Looks like the stocks are trying to climb their way out though, so pretty red. This is why it's really important that you guys look at everything as a whole, right? Because if you're just looking at the charts over here, you're not going to be able to really anticipate that this push up was going to happen. We already knew this push up was going to happen because of the news here on CNBC. I know a lot of people don't look at this stuff. Even sentiment right here. Sentiment's like one of the key things that we look at. Not too many people know how to use this. So we use sentiment here. Make sure that you use sentiment, fundamentals. The heat map in some instances is not really necessary, but it gives you a good idea as to where the stocks are sitting. But yeah, sentiment, fundamentals, and then one other main thing that we don't look at too often is CNBC news. For this here, I just use this for manipulation. I don't look at any of the other news events here. I just look at breaking news. So if we get breaking news, something like this or something like this, then that's what I look at. But I don't necessarily look at every news event that comes up. So, all right, just gotta wait and see what happens here. There's no entries here for a buy. I mean, if price was to come down right here and reject off this point, we could have taken the buy right here. However, this did not reject off the zone. So this one right here is gone. Take that off. Everything else is good. So we do have all of these zones over here. So we're stuck with another dilemma here. Another problem is that we have a sessions right here. So if price does come back down and reject off this point right here, we won't be able to take a buy. We would need price to actually come down and retrace to this point down here, or even this point down here. Any of these points, we can get a rejection. We're having the same issue that we had on the bottom, right? We couldn't take any trades down here because there was no zones. Again, we can't take any trades up here because there's no zones here either. So we just gotta wait for more zones to produce. We do have news coming up right here at 7, so it's just a matter of time until that's released, and then we'll see where price pushes. That news at 7 o'clock is going to be business inventories, light impact, nothing too crazy, but we'll see how that goes. All right. All right, here we go. As price comes back down, here's a retracement that we were waiting for. You can see price is having trouble getting over this purple line, right? These are key things to look at. There's a reason why these are red flags, because a lot of manipulation happens here. These 3 current candles right now are having a really difficult time getting past it. Same with this one right here, right? When price was bouncing around this area, it took about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles to break past it. Faked out both ways, but eventually did break past it. So just keep an eye out. This is why we don't trade around the sessions. Brian's asking, how well does the SR strat work on 3-minute, or is it only meant for the 1 minute? So I've never tested it on the 3-minute, Brian. If you want to test it, you're more than welcome to try it out. But I don't have any data on the 3-minute, so I can't tell you exactly how good is it or how bad is it, right? I don't have any idea. I've only tested it on the 1 minute. So I know it's good on the 1 minute, it's great. But I have not looked at it on the 3-minute. On the 10-minute, it's kind of similar to the snipe strategy, just has less requirements. So if you wanted to take a look at that, but I mean, if you want to test out the 3-minute, you're free to check it out, and then you can let us know. If it works out really well, then I'm sure other people here will help you with it. You just got to give us some data to show us, like, it actually works, because it takes a while to back test this stuff. Um, Eric's asking, what does it mean when the candle is red but momentum signal is green or vice versa? Can this be used as a confluence? Yeah, so basically when it's opposite, right? So when it's an invalid signal, that's kind of what you're asking. So something like, it doesn't happen too often, but it does happen. So I'm trying to see over here if we could find one. Okay, so one right here, right? It's a green candle, but it's a red signal. So with this said, this happens sometimes because price just gets manipulated, right? This is like during Asia to New York session. So you can see the wick on the bottom right here, Eric, like right below, right? So this green candle right here, there's a wick on the bottom, a big wick. That big wick says that price was actually below here at some point. So when it was down here, the red signal probably came up, and at the last second, price got manipulated and spiked right back up. And that's why it closed like this. Does that make sense? Like you wouldn't really be able to tell until if you saw it happening live. But this right here basically shows that price was down here and it was a red candle, because anything below this level right here, it's a red candle, right? So it was red at some point, and then probably at the last second, something happened and pushed price up, and then it just closed like this. So this typically happens when it's like manipulation in the market, or something happens, there's a news event, or something crazy happens, like where it just spikes up. You can still use this as a confluence, like you said. It's just like a later confluence. So if you ever applied, I forgot what strategy we had, but we had a strategy with it like this, or I don't know if I even taught you guys it, but there's a strategy that I used to apply like way back, where if I got an invalid signal like this, but it was in the direction of momentum. So say, for example, we had a red trend meter down here, right? And we had an invalid signal, but price was pushing up. Typically what I would do is I would have a sell stop right here at opening price. I'd have a sell stop right here. So when price comes up and then comes back down, it triggers my order, and then it goes straight to my profit target, which would be about 100 pips. So, I mean, there's a strategy that I used to apply for this, because this was typically, it would just show me that price was being manipulated right here, and I was expecting a correction back down. Yeah, Sam mentioned the pullback strategy. I'm not sure if the pullback strategy used an invalid signal though. So I think that's where I might be a little off. But here's a prime example right here. So here is an invalid signal, right? Trend meter right here is red. So we already know price is coming down, but this right here was just a manipulated push up. So price pushed up slightly right here. And then I would enter, there's like a couple areas where I would enter. I would either enter right here as price comes back down, or I would enter at the bottom of the wick. So as you guys can see here, either way, it would have hit full TP. So yes, this could be used as a confluence. Like these indicators can be used for a lot of things. It just depends on how you guys use it and if you guys understand what you're doing. So one of the main confluences I would use this for, Eric, is if you do see something like this, an invalid signal, but the trend meter is red, pivots are bearish as well, I would wait for it to come back down. So I could see a temporary push up and then correction back to the downside. So a ton of ways to apply these indicators and strategies. News price just passed. Thanks, guys. So news was neutral. Thank you guys for letting me know. I'm going to mark it up right here. This was news price, 7 o'clock a.m. US news. Neutral. And I'm going to move this over about 5 minutes. So we got news price right here. Wouldn't really matter because we can't take anything. There's no SR rejections. Maddie said retail having a day today, 61% long now. So it looks like a lot of people here are either chasing it or they're getting stopped out of their sells because price is pushing up. Let's take a look. Sentiment is now 61% long. All right. So 61% long right here. Let's go over to the clean chart again. So as you guys can see, all of my levels here that I marked up all got hit. So liquidity got hit all across these areas right here. This was actually a really strong liquidity point right here. Would have been a nice entry, but it was right at sessions and news price, obviously. But yeah, they'd be a cool liquidity push. I already had all the stuff marked up from this morning. So I know a lot of you guys here are new, including you, Eric. I don't know if you're familiar with the liquidity push strategy. This is one that we used to apply pre-summer. Basically, whenever price comes and hits these areas right here, these high lows, whenever they're bunched up in an area like this, so if they're like right next to each other, typically this is where liquidity is sitting. And by liquidity, I mean that's where a lot of people's stop losses are sitting. So this is considered a stop loss hunt. All the stop losses for people who are entering sells right here. So as soon as price pushed up, it hit their stop loss, it triggered those orders, and then it pushed price up. So that's what I mean by liquidity. It looks like the market is starting to move a lot more than it did before. So as we are exiting summer season, it's September 15th today. Summer officially ends on September 22nd. So we're about a week away. But it looks like it's slowly getting there. So it's not there yet, but it is slowly getting there. So what I'm going to do here is since all of this liquidity got knocked out already, I'm going to go ahead and take everything off and redraw my areas of liquidity. So now that we have all of the upper liquidity knocked out, we can expect some lower liquidity here to get knocked out as well as price corrects back down. But at this moment, price is currently ranging right there. Price is now ranging around this area. See if there's anything else here that I'm missing. All right, looks good. All right, solid. Sorry, guys, just cleaning up my email over here. If you guys sent me an email yesterday or, yeah, yesterday, I didn't really get to the emails, so I will be getting to you guys today. Yeah, honey, I do see your message here. So sorry, I haven't gotten to yours. I think you were the main person I was going to respond to yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to respond. But if you guys send me emails yesterday, I will get to you guys by today. All right, thanks, Maddie. Sentiment is now 59% long. Looks like a lot of people here who are on the long side, they either got stopped out, they chased up too long, or they just pulled out of the trade. So, yeah, with that said right here, price did push down from this point. So if someone entered super late, it did pull back about 700 pips. So people might have gotten stopped out. Those who are bandwagoning onto this push over here. See, I'm gonna clean this up right here. And there's nothing for us to take. Price is just in a bad area. There's too many red flags here. So we got news right here. We have news right here. We have news right here. We have a session right here. We have a session right here. And then we have a bunch of sessions right here. So I'll just put some circles around those areas. These are all the red flags where we can't trade. Right here. Right here. This whole area right here. And down here. So it's going to be tough for us to find some good entries here because there's just a lot of red flags. There's sessions above where price is currently at. There's sessions right where price is at, sessions right below it. We can possibly catch a trade within this area right here. But you know, it's gonna be a tight squeeze because we only have so much room between the next sessions. So let me go over here real quick. So from this sessions to news price, we have about 730 pips. So not horrible, but also not great. So we'll see. I mean, hopefully we can maybe catch one trade within that area, but we'll see. We're not going to force anything. Yeah, Matty said he's sitting on his hands right now. Same. Yeah, Matty said waiting for price to get away from the red flags. Yeah, I mean, if price continues to push up, that's great. We just need to get some zones up here. We don't have any zones around this area. But as you guys can see how price is bunching up around this point, it's going to create more zones. So as price continues to bounce around here, new zones will get created around this area. Let's go over to the clean chart. Clean chart over here, you can see where price is in this range. It's going to keep bouncing around here until it breaks out of it. So expect some more sideways movement until price breaks above or below. Just a matter of time. So it does that. All right, here we go. As price just keeps bouncing around this area. Let me go look at these other time frames. So let's look at the 3-minute real quick. 3-minute daily over here. Or where did it come up from? I think this was a 3-minute daily. Over there. Can't tell if this was a buy or a sell because the trend meter was changing at that time. Let's see, 5-minute daily. This was actually a buy. So looks like the 5-minute daily over here, if you guys took it, full TP, yeah. It pushed up, trend meter was green, would have taken it that direction, so I was solid. So currently right now on the 10-minute, we actually have the daily running. I'm just going to use this as a confluence. I'm not necessarily going to take the trade. Just want to see what we're looking at. So this is what the daily would look like if it was taken. Oh, this whole week's got me yawning. Market. Let's see. So Seth mentioned it's been ranging hard all week, and it's currently at the top of the range. Yeah, Seth said considering sentiment is mainly buyers. This very well could be a fake out to the upside. Yeah, and I agree too, Seth. So let me go over here on the 1 hour real quick. Like you mentioned. Yeah, I actually had it marked up right here. I mean, I already had it open. So price has been ranging pretty much all week. It's very clear here on the 1 hour. It's currently at the top of the range. So like what Seth said, this can easily just swing right back down. Seth said I can see it starting, making a new move as we approach the 22nd date. Yeah, and I agree too, Seth. This will probably keep ranging until the 22nd, like we mentioned, because that is when fall officially starts. Right over here. So here on the 1 hour chart, you guys can see that price is literally ranging. It's not doing anything right now. Price had its bullish push right here. And then heavy meltdown when the inflation news came out. But here's the crazy thing. So let's check this out. If you pull this back this far, it's exactly where price was already. So you guys see the manipulation right here? Price was already down here. It's not like it's in a brand new area. It's been down here for a while. So you guys can see here, price did cut into this area back in August. It just pushed up. So it basically came down, came up, faked out, came back down. came up, faked out, and then this pushed up right here. This was all manipulation. There's no reason for price to be going up like this, right? So from September 6th up until September 13th, the whole week, this was all manipulation. And then the inflation news came out right here on the 13th, and then it brought it right back down to where it was supposed to be because it was already down here. So you guys see the pattern here? This is why I like trading on the short term, on the short time frame, because you don't really get caught in these fake outs or these manipulated pushes. You're just waiting for these quick little spikes in price, and then you just catch them and you're out. You know, I can see a lot of people here who either made a lot of money or lost a lot of money, because whoever was chasing this bullish push right here, when inflation news came out, they could have gone heavily screwed, because this thing dropped about, let's see, from the top point down to here. Price dropped 17,000 pips. Imagine having an account and going to 17,000 pip drawdown. It's massive. So we'll see. But yeah, price is not really in a random area. This is, I mean, it's been down here for a while. Seth said that's called a no longer account. I know, right? No, the sound, it's called you know, an MC4 when you don't have enough money in your account, it goes boom, like it makes like that loud noise. That's what it's called. It's called a boom account. It makes that noise when you try to take a trade. Insufficient funds. Man, I remember when I used to take trades and that noise would come up, that tripped me out because I'm like, what the hell, I have money. But it's because of the leverage. Like if you're trading US30 on like Hugo's away, you can't trade with like less than 500 bucks. If you have anything below that, you're gonna get that noise all the time. Thanks, Marco. Marco said there's a new zone up here. So thanks for that update. So we got one right over here. Yeah, Seth said sometimes it happens for no reason. I can be in the middle of a trade and that noise comes up. Yeah, you know, usually it happens when you have a connectivity issue, because that's happened to me too. When I traded on my phone for FTMO, which is weird. It's usually just a bad connectivity issue. But that's even a bad thing too. So don't ever try trading when you guys have bad internet connection. Because one time I traded and I had really bad internet connection. I ended up taking like 3 trades because it hit buy like 3 times. It didn't show that I was in the trade until like a few minutes later. Thankfully, I was able to pull out and profit for all of them. But I entered like 3 10-lot trades. Or if, I don't know if it's less. I think it was like 7 lots at that time. So I was trading a smaller account. Or I was trading the same account, but smaller risk. So to be careful if you do try to trade, you know, like at the airport or something. I forgot, someone tried to trade at the airport last time. Who was it, Steven? If you guys remember that time. If you guys remember that time when Steven was, oh God, was trading on the at the airport. This dude was trying to take the breakout at the airport while he was walking, and he had bad internet connection. He ended up blowing his account that day, if you guys remember. And he was like, man, I'm never going to trade at the airport while walking to my gate. I was like, yeah, you shouldn't have been doing that in the first place. Matt, I'm going to message you right now, Maddie. Let's see. Seth said, I remember I made like 1K trade at the terminal going to Atlanta beginning of July. Yeah, you know, actually, I did the same thing when I went to Cabo. I was at Cabo San Lucas last month, went for that bachelor party. I actually took a trade at the terminal. I did win though. Yeah, Maddie. Oh God, yeah, exactly. Did you get one too? Yeah, so I mean, I'm telling you guys not to do this stuff, but I do it myself. So I mean, I guess not a good example. Yeah, exactly, Maddie. All right, so let me go over here real quick. Scrolling up, a couple people posted profits. Kenny over here at locked in a total profit of 233 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. Then we got Dell over here as well. Dell is currently up 1,462. So great work right there, Dell. Rick said lies and Kenny said question mark. What Rick's referring to is because Dell said he's really done now. He's saying that he's lying about being done. So he's just joking, Kenny. I don't think you saw this part up here with the because Rick was responding to Dell's message. All right, so Dell over here as well, or Kenny again, currently up 233. So nice work right there. Dell over here currently up 1,095. Is this the same one from earlier? Actually, from earlier. Yeah, so his other count over here up 1,095, and then the other one over here, Dell was up 1,400. So nice work. Yeah, Rick just saw that too. Nice work, guys, so far. Seth over here as well too. Seth's currently up 15,207. So nice work, Seth. Man, you guys are killing it. Great work, guys. Valentine over here as well, currently up 1,291. Nice work, Valentine. Let me just move this over here real quick. Delete that. Maddie over here currently up 4,964 off this gold trade from this morning. Damn, crazy, Maddie. So Maddie over here is trading gold. Nice work. And then is that the same one? Yeah. So he's up 4,964. Crazy work. Nice work, Maddie. Patricia over here as well. She's currently up 1,375 off this account. And then 1,037 off this account. Nice work, Patricia. All right, so you guys are doing great. Amazing work here, guys. Rick over here, currently up 2,707 for the day. Nice, man. Rick's killing it. Rick, you're on fire. Is this your funded account? Because if it is, you're doing really good. So nice work, Rick. Currently up 2,707 for the day. All right, I didn't even post this up. All right, cool. So I'm still looking at the charts, guys. There's nothing for us to take at the moment. So don't worry, I'm not distracted. There just isn't anything for us to take, unfortunately. It's kind of annoying. I was hoping today to be a good day since the market's been kind of all over the place past couple of days, but it's all good. I mean, you just got to have the discipline not to force any trades here. All right, Slava posted some more profits as well. Just posting my profits in the groups here too. Some more profits right here from Slava. Slava's currently up 10,626. Nice recovery, or it looks like you full mode into some trades over here, but nonetheless, you still lock in some pretty good profit overall. Yeah. The Slava said he's out till Monday. He's up 10,000 for the day. So nice work, Slava. And I think that's about it for now. If you guys have any more profits to post up, feel free. Otherwise, we will continue to look for entries here. Let me check the zones here. So we got a bigger zone right here now. Looks good. Let me check that middle one. This zone is no longer here. All right, cool. Here, let me check real quick. Kenny sent us a link over here. I think it's something with the Queen. Rick said, "Stop caring about England since 1776." Kenny, lol. Yeah, I guess it's something with the Queen. Probably getting her. It's probably her funeral. Man, there's like so many memes about the Queen. I think the thing that gets me the most is like that Undertaker one. Have you guys seen that? It said when Meghan Markle goes and pays her respect to the Queen, and then she wakes up and chokes her. It's Undertaker from like wrestling, if you guys are not familiar with that. But you guys have probably seen that meme if you guys follow meme pages. That's a ton of memes on that. See, Maddie said any profit is good profit today. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said any profit is good on any day, to be honest, especially today. Yeah. Yeah, no. So we're looking for entries here, guys. The trend meter is still green, so we're looking for buys. However, if this does turn red, we can start looking for sells here. Looks like price started to tumble back down. This is falling in line with what we discussed earlier, Seth. So Seth over here mentioned that price was in a range and it looked like it was going to be coming down lower. So with that said, price is coming over here. Let me check real quick. Peter sent me a YouTube link. All right, so we got the United We Stand Summit. I don't know what this is, but it's going to affect the market. I always find it interesting looking at the translators, the sign language translators. I think it started to become more interesting when they started to report people that were just doing random hand signals. Like, have you guys seen those people at the concerts? And it doesn't even mean anything. Brian said that's me. Maddie said they're gangbanging. Yeah, no, exactly. Seth said, you realize how many new faces a person can make with those sign languages? Exactly. Yeah, but we have a news event going on right now, guys. So if you start to see some weird movement in the markets, because this is going on right here. There's always like some catalyst pushing price around. With United We Stand, I'm assuming that this is based off like COVID and stuff, right? Because there was COVID news yesterday. They were releasing the new COVID vaccine. I don't know who's going to get it, but they are releasing new vaccines. I also read that like the other vaccines that the FDA approved are no longer approved. So they have to go and destroy those. So like that affected the market, obviously. And see how this goes from there. Seth said, did they expire? I don't think they expired, but what happened was the FDA approval expired, not the actual vaccine. It's just because nobody wanted it, right? So nobody wanted the vaccine. So they had all these extra vaccines left over, and the FDA, their approval, because they had that temporary approval for the vaccine, it expired. So they either had to renew it or create a new vaccine. Obviously, they're going to create a new vaccine because you're going to make more money off that to sell a brand new vaccine. Pharmaceuticals is like one of the biggest for-profit businesses out there. So yeah, let's see. Maddie said continuation pending. Are you looking at this one right here, Maddie, for a sell? I'm assuming you're looking for a sell because okay, gotcha. So Maddie here is looking for a sell. I'm not going to take this trade here. I'll follow with you guys, but I'm not taking it myself because the trend meter is still green. So makes it a little iffy. Full TP right there. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said he's not taking it either. He needs pivots and trend. I do think it'll come down though, and it did full TP right there. I think it's coming down because of the overall bias, right? So we looked over here at sentiment. Sentiment is currently 58% long. And let me turn on my AC real quick, guys. My office is freezing. AC running 24 hours a day. Okay, let me turn it off. There we go. All right, so let's see what's going on over here. So let me just take this off real quick. A little conversation going on here in the chat. Seth said we triple topped the highs of the consolidation for this whole week. Seth said very interesting. Patricia said exactly, Maddie, good call. It was risky. I was looking at that too. Yeah, no, definitely. Natasha said I took it, but I entered too late. Profit was very, very small. Yeah, I mean, profit's profit, Natasha. I'm glad that you still locked in profit off it. But yeah, it's definitely a risky entry because the trend meter here is changing, but it's not necessarily changed yet. So Rick said he's riding this back to open. I can see it happening though, Rick. The only problem is that you got a lot of these red flags right here. Like if there was no news price right here, because here's a couple of things. News price right here, you can see price already rejected off. It came down right here, rejected directly off news price, which is right here. You barely see it. Then there's sessions right here. So I do see it coming down eventually, but it's just going to be a rocky drop down. So if you got nerves of steel, great. You can hold on to it and not worry about it. But for me, I'd be tripping out because I'll be on a 10 lot and I can easily go from 1,000 in profit to like 10,000 negative. So hopefully using a proper lot size, but I'm sure you are. And price is going to make its way down here. Greg said, I like red flags, 30 lot. So let's see, this is going to, I mean, it's a pretty nice push, Rick, if you get it. It's 800 pips. So pretty solid. Okay, TFF. I thought you said 30 pips on like FTMO. I was like, yeah, that's crazy. But okay, so that's a third of a normal trade, which is solid. Good risk management on that, Rick. All right, so let's see where price goes. Target area is going to be right here, which is going to be the sessions. Next target area is going to be opening price, where Rick is looking to shoot for. We have news coming up right here at about 7:30 in about 3 minutes. So we'll see where this pushes price. The trend meter here is now turning red, so that's good. The only problem again here is that we have all of these red flags. So even if we do get an SR rejection, we have sessions here. Prices reach the first target price point. Next target price point is going to be this level right here, which is news price. And the main target price point is going to be opening price down here. So Brian said triple confluence forming on the 3 minute. So I see two strategies right here. Brian, I don't necessarily see the high-low scalp, but I do see a pivot scalp here, and I also see an intraday scalp as well. So there's two entries here, two strategies. I just don't see the high-low scalp. The low's like down here. All right, so let's see. So price still hasn't reached the next area here. You might see some back and forth movement right here. Don't worry about that. It's obviously manipulation off the sessions right here. So this is why I don't trade around the sessions. The thing is you can get lucky and you can hit it, or you can get unlucky and it can go the other way. But our analysis here is for it sell. So I do think price is going to continue pushing down. So I'd probably see this bounce around this area like you just did right now. And then here you go with it continuing down to the bottom. So almost down there to opening price. I'm tempted. I'm very tempted, but I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to let Rick have his full TP off his back to open, but I'm not going to FOMO into it. Yeah, news price is right here as well. Thanks, Maddie. I was getting really tempted, but there's news price right here. There's just a lot of red flags. We have sessions and touch. We have news price right here. Seth said, help us push the market down, Sean. Yeah, I know the analysis is playing out perfect. There we go. Almost there at the target price. We are at news price now. So hopefully this news price will push it down even further. So this is going to be 7:30 a.m. US news. Got to check to see if it's positive or negative. News was negative. Thank you, Peter. So news for 7:30 right here, negative. And there you go. Its price does the opposite. News was negative or price shot up. So let's see what we got over here. You got too excited, Rick. You let the market makers know. Yeah, no, Rick said he got stopped out in profit. That's what he was worried about this area. This was probably the worst area to be worried about because obviously news is going to trump all of these other red flags. So the main thing always is going to be, don't trade news. That's going to be number one. The second one after that is going to be the sessions, and then news price and opening price, etc. Yeah, so Rick only made 750. He's probably up like a lot more because you were down here, Rick, right? Yeah, you're definitely up more than 1,000, maybe 2,000 at that point. So it's all good. Made profit off it, rather profit than loss. So great work right there, Rick. Yeah, Rick was up 1,500, so not bad at all. Maddie said market makers are heard you celebrating. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, Seth said this is what I like to call the mid-open price, where it's in the middle of opening range. Be careful, very risky and unpredictable. Yeah, no, and I agree too, Seth, definitely. It's like the mid-market reversal, right? If you guys have seen, typically around 11 o'clock mid-market, it's like middle of the market for New York session. It typically starts to reverse. This is like mid-market for us as well, between 7:30 and 8, right? Because we get off at 8. This is usually where the market will start to move a little iffy. Rick said bags open part 2. Yeah, no, this is just a swing up, and I think it's going to correct back down and probably hit opening price. So we'll see where it goes right here. Let's see where it's at on MC4. How far is it from that point? It's about like 200 pips. So it's not too far from it. And those price pushes down. It's right at news price though. So red flag right there. Not supposed to take any entries until 5 minutes after. That's why we have this marked up right here. Rex had made another 780. Nice. All right. So, I mean, even if price bounces around this area, we can't really take anything, because if we get a wick rejection off any of these structured areas right here, we still have opening price right here, and then we have the news price right there. So again, we're in a tight spot. We were in a tight spot up here because we had all the red flags. And then again, right here, we're in another tight spot because we have all these red flags over here as well. So it's just a waiting game at this point. But target price point is going to be opening price down here, obviously. If price does come down to this point, this will be our target price point. Yeah, Maddie said the whole chart's a red flag. I agree. Let's see. So all right, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we'll just keep waiting for something here to play out. But realistically, I don't think we're gonna get anything anytime soon. It's just a mess. Maddie said, I can't believe we used to trade without these red flags. Exactly, right? We used to trade without this before I created the K2 sessions indicator, and before we started to identify, our news price was. We would get caught in a lot of these trades. Like there'd be a lot of times where we would lose the trade and we wouldn't really know why we lost the trade. Now we know exactly why we lose a trade sometimes, because they're around these red flag areas. Because if you guys don't have all the stuff on your chart, so if you just have this, right? If you have nothing, like a clean chart like that, you would just take trades wherever you think price would bounce from, right? Because yeah, of course, people will trade like support and resistance. Like for example, right here, people will identify, this as a support, and people would just trade, these little bounces off it. But you wouldn't really understand why price is kind of just getting stuck around these areas, because you'll see these pockets here where price gets stuck, right? This area right here, and this area where it's currently at. Like people don't realize that like there's actually other price structures here that is causing price to have trouble getting past it. So right here, you can see price just consolidating. We have the markup right here. We already know that price is having an issue getting past the sessions right here, this purple line. So yeah, it's a huge game changer that I created these indicators for you guys to use, because now you can see here, you can see where all the manipulation happens, right? Like right here, you'd have no idea why price is going sideways right here. But you turn on the K2 sessions high-low indicator and you're like, oh crap, okay. There's a purple line right there, which is the Asia high. That's why price just gets manipulated right there. Same with down here. You wouldn't really understand why price is not moving around this area, but you turn on the K2 sessions, you're like, okay, it's because there's the Asia low at this point. So yeah, no, it's crazy. Maddie said it's crazy how we've developed. Yeah. So that's what I do, guys. Like, I mean, typically I've been trading live with you guys for what, like almost 5 years now. I have like over 1,000, almost 2,000 videos on YouTube, just live sessions of me trading with you guys live. So every time we trade, if I find something that could be useful to our trading, then I'll create it. So that's why I created the sessions and the high-low and everything else, momentum, pivots, etc. It's like a little cheat code for you guys, so you guys don't have to do all the work for drawing, you know, these high lows and stuff. And you know, we're going to keep progressing. I mean, over time, we're just going to keep getting better. That's really what happens here. Like, if you guys have been part of K2 for a while, you guys have definitely become way better traders than you were before. It's just repetition, doing the same thing every single day. All right, so price is in a range right here. Let that run for a bit. Here's the markup chart. Yeah, Patrick said K2 has definitely evolved as a system and as traders. Yeah, and I agree too, 100%, Patrick. And the crazy thing is that this is just the beginning. We're just going to keep getting better over time. I think ever since we started trading live, this is where our trading has like definitely gotten like substantially better, because it works on our discipline, it works on our consistency. John said used to trade from the OG SR. Yeah, you know, it's crazy because we haven't used the SRs in a while, and here we are using it again for the strategy. But the OG SR that Jean's talking about is the original one. That one was super useful at some point. I mean, it's still useful now, but the version 2 is way better. The original SR was, I mean, it's still good. It shows you where price is ranging. But obviously, you know, I'd rather just use the high lows and the other indicators, the V2s. Sorry, I was just going to draw that right there. So you can see this is like, it's pretty on point with the range here. So price is ranging around this point, kind of fakes out around here, fake out, fake out, fake out, huge fake out right here. So, I mean, you could even put up the strategy with just this. I mean, like realistically, it's like, you can wait for it to pull back into this area because it works like a magnet, right? So if you think price is going to swing back up, you can literally just catch it as it's far out of this wedge. Let's see. Still nothing for us to take right here, guys. This would have been a good entry if the trend meter was green. So if the trend meter was green, we could have taken this for a buy. Well, not this one, but the one before it right here. Trend meter is still not green though. Let's see, question from Miriam. Miriam is asking, Sean, can you explain that quadruple bottom? Which one are you referring to, Miriam? Are you just like asking like what a quadruple bottom is? Or is there one that you actually saw in here? Because if you have one on here, I can pull it up on the chart. I just don't know which one you're referring to. Or if you just want me to show you an example of like what a quadruple bottom looks like, I can show you that too. So yeah, if there's a specific one and you have a timestamp, just tell me what time it showed up, because I can see one right here. So I think this might be what you're referring to. But if not, this is just an example. Sorry, Mary, I think you might have misspelled. You said yes, it is. Okay, so if you're talking about this one right here, this would be considered quadruple bottom. It's basically just a double or triple bottom, but there's 4 different wicks. So when you identify these quadruple bottoms, it's just looking for price to reject off a certain price point or a certain price structure multiple times. The more rejections, the better. But typically people will trade off double bottoms or double tops. So a double top would be something like this, where this and this right here touch the same exact area, right? And then it comes down. That's considered double top. This right here would be considered a quadruple bottom because it's 4 touches, right? One candle here, one candle here, one candle here, and one candle here. So if you were to identify this as structure, which it is, it's within a structure, you can see right there that it bounces off the same price point about 4 times. So that's what makes it quadruple. It's just the number of times it touches, right? Quadruple, double, triple, if it's just 3 times. Like this right here could be considered a triple top, right? Because there's 3 wicks right here that touch around the same area. So I don't necessarily trade that way. Seth trades that way. So if you guys saw Seth's messages in the group, Seth and I think Kevin as well, they both trade double tops, double bottoms, triple tops, triple bottoms, etc. And you can use that as a confluence. So I don't trade that way, but you can use that as a confluence if you're looking for a certain trade. So for example, here, if you're looking for a sell, just saying that for example's sake, because the trend meter down here is red, you can use that as a confluence. So if you see a triple top or quadruple top like this right here, and then you see price coming down, and then you see some sort of entry, then you can use that as a confluence, right? Some people trade directly off the specific strategy. I don't necessarily recommend you do that way. I would use it as an extra confluence. I wouldn't use it as a standalone strategy. So you can use it as a confluence when you're entering a trade. Or if you just want to use it as direction, you can do that as well. So does that help, Miriam? If there's anything else you want me to cover regarding it, or if you're still confused about it, just let me know. I just need to know exactly like what you need help with. Because I've gone through all these, like, if you guys have any questions, I probably had the same question you had at some point, and I figured it out. I've been trading for so long that I've pretty much run into all of the issues most traders run into. Okay, perfect. No problem, Miriam. All right, so if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. It's 7:44 right now. It's about 15 minutes till 8. And I don't really expect us to have any entries at this point, unfortunately. Main reason for that is because there's a lot of red flags everywhere. Also, there is no distinct trend. Trend meter here is blue. Pivots over here are pretty neutral as well. And there's just nothing for us to take at the moment. Yeah, Patricia said she's getting off. She doesn't want to get FOMO. Good idea. I agree with you, Patricia. I'm starting to get FOMO myself because I'm just getting bored on these charts. There's going to be days like this. So if you guys have been watching, the live sessions for the past couple of weeks, there's going to be weeks where you're going to have like 3 or 4 days where the market is just choppy and there's nothing for us to take. And there's going to be one day where there's going to be a ton of trades. So it's just all about consistency and discipline, knowing when to trade and knowing when not to trade. And I think right now is a good time not to trade because of all of these red flags. It just makes it tough for us because if price pushes up here, we have these red flags. If price pushes down here, we have all these red flags as well. Peter over here posted a link. Thanks, Peter. Peter said another live right now. So there's another live going on. There's a lot of lives actually. So let me go over here real quick. We have the White House. Oh, it's Fauci. I thought Fauci stepped down from. Oh, I think he did. This is different. It's National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. So it's not the CDC, but yeah, they're having a press briefing on monkeypox. Man, monkeypox, it's just crazy. Just have another thing. And then we have Yellen speaking right now. So this is the big news, actually. Thanks, Peter, for this. So this is another reason why I would why I would avoid trading right now, because Treasury Secretary Yellen is speaking, and everything she says directly affects the US economy and the stock market, or market in general, because it's going to have to do with increased interest rates. And Yellen is huge on regulation. So it's not necessarily good for the market. So it says live, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen speaks about Inflation Reduction Act's impact on the tax code. So, all right. We'll see how this affects the market. So one of two things will happen. When Yellen continues to present here, we're either going to get a flat market because a lot of people don't like to trade when she's talking. And it seems like that's the case right here because the market is super flat. Or we might get some crazy movements for people who are gambling based off like what she says, right? So yeah, I think that might be it for today. It seems like she's going to be speaking for a while. So I don't think there's going to be any way that we can take any trades from now until 8. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. If you guys are not familiar with Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, she's like the opposite of Powell. So if you guys have seen Powell, people consider him like a money printer, right? He's good for the market. Yellen is the opposite. She's huge on regulation. You know, she spoke a couple days ago, and you can see how price kind of dumped right here. So she spoke during this day right here. This move wasn't based off her, but she did confirm some information regarding, you know, the increased interest rates and etc. She's part of the economic report, so just you know, keep that in mind. All right, Maddie, we'll see you tomorrow. Seth said Yellen is the school teacher that would call your parents if you showed up 2 minutes late to class. Yeah, I know exactly. That's literally Yellen. So it's not a good time to trade when Yellen's speaking for sure. I would prefer to trade when Powell is speaking rather than Yellen. It seems like a lot of people are just pulled out of the market. So you can see right here on the clean chart. Let me just clean this up a little bit. And then I'll add these. I'll show you guys a new range. So the range is actually a lot tighter now. So here's the range. You can see price has not done much for the past 15 minutes. I'm not expecting much to happen from now until 8 either. It's about 10 minutes till 8. So Seth say, excuse my typing. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I don't think we're going to have any other entries for today. So unfortunately, guys, no official entries for today. It looks like the market is starting to pick up though. So as we enter next week, let me see, when's the 22nd? The 22nd starts next week. So next Thursday is going to be the official start of fall. So with that said, we can expect the market to pick up a bit. It probably won't pick up right away, but it's going to pick up as we enter the October month. So just keep that in mind, guys. Next week is Fed week, it looks like. There's a lot of big holidays around the world. Monday is a bank holiday for the UK. We have a lot of news on Tuesday. Well, on Tuesday, we have a lot of Canadian news. It's their inflation week. So this is our inflation week. Next week is Canada's inflation week. So they have their inflation news coming out tomorrow. For us, we have some light news on Tuesday, light news on Monday, and then Fed week here on Wednesday. We have FOMC economic projections, FOMC statement, federal funds rate, FOMC press conference. All the Fed stuff is coming out next week on Wednesday. And then Thursday, start of fall, it's bank holiday for Japan. We got some news here, unemployment claims, etc. Friday, we have some more inflation news as well. Flash services PMI and flash manufacturing PMI. So, all right. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else here. So there goes that big dump right there. Price was going sideways, and then it dumped below. I'm assuming Yellen probably said something. Yeah. I mean, they're going to be going over like how this is going to affect the tax code, which is going to affect a lot of people. Of course. Remarks at IRS, New Carrollton, Maryland facility. All right, so I think that's about it. Let's see, Seth said gambled on Yellen too. Mauricio said, thanks, Sean. Have a good one. I'm out. Definitely, Mauricio. We will see you here tomorrow. Dejan said he took a sell off Yellen from 31,130 to 31,095. Not bad. Yeah, so price was actually up here, and then Dejan over here took some sells, basically gambled off Yellen. Not bad. Yeah, 130, and you're down to down here. Solid. So nice profit right there, Dejan. So I think that's about it, guys. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. See another thing over here. Mauricio said made money today, but it was ugly. Yeah, no, definitely, I agree. Casey said, honestly, focusing on getting new accounts at the moment, just past another 100K phase one with a beautiful gold trade I put in the Telegram. Yeah, no, definitely. Let me see what else we got over here. So some more profits over here. Rick, currently up 4,218 for the day. Nice work, Rick. So great work on holding that down to opening price. So he made back real nice profits right there. Dejan posted this. He said, this is how he sees the market red flags. Exactly. Let me see if there's anything else over here real quick before we log off. Some more profits here from Patrick. Patrick's currently up 2,595. Nice work right there, Patrick. His other account over here, 3,604 for the day. So great work, guys. Solid profits all around. Dejan over here currently up 619. Nice work, Dejan. And Seth over here currently up 23,496. So solid work across the board. Looks like a lot of you guys here took trades off my analysis, off my speculation, everything all together. Casey over here as well. He said just passed another 100K phase one FTMO challenge. This beautiful trade over here. He locked in this huge gold trade right here for a sell. So nice work right there, Casey. All right, guys, you guys are doing pretty solid. So great work across the board over here. Casey over here, another challenge pass in one day. So solid work right there, Casey. Yeah, so it's all starting to make sense. A lot of you guys here are starting to understand what I mean about stacking accounts, right? So, I mean, that's basically what I do. I just stack my accounts and I take 1 or 2 trades a day and I'm good because they do add up a lot. At the end of the day, end of the week, end of the month, etc. You guys I don't have to show you. You guys already know because we do take like 1 or 2 trades here and there and they do hit. So, if you do basic math times 5, it adds up a lot. Valentine over here as well, currently up 5,546. Took a bunch of sells today, all wins, no losses. Great work, Valentine. Got Patricia over here. Patricia's currently up 1,857. So solid work, Patricia. All right, guys. So you guys did pretty good so far. If you guys have any more profits to post up, feel free to send them to me. Otherwise, I'll be closing this up for the day. It's 7:56 right now, close to 8 o'clock. Price is stuck at opening price right here. We'll see where price goes. Overall bias is bearish. So I think price will make its way back down eventually at some point. It's just going to be a matter of time until it does make its way down there. So other than that, let me see if there's anything else. Brock said, I'm the worst latecomer. And today everyone did exploits. We didn't really take any official trades today, Brock, so you didn't really miss out on much. It was just a lot off my analysis. So if you were here during the live and you listened to my analysis, you probably took trades off that. but there was no official trades, meaning no K2SR rejection entries because of all of the red flags all throughout the chart. So there's a lot of red flags over here, so we couldn't take any trades, all throughout the day. So, all right, guys, I think that's about it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up for the day, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow. So, all right, guys, have a great rest.